Hey there, folks. This is our fourth video for our new chapter. Do you have cell service? I really hope you thank your cells every day for making you great, keeping you alive, making you unique. Your cells shape everything from how strong you are, how athletic, your intelligence. Your cells provide a service that even shapes your emotions. Hopefully you're not too depressed today. Hopefully now that you're watching this video, you're filled with happiness. Today's problems, we're going to continue to focus on number 2, which aren't problems at all. They're awesome. This is the purpose of the chapter, right? We want to study how cells and organs, parts of our body, and the cells that make these parts are helping us survive, or what happens when they fail. So we got to take care of our organs, we got to take care of our cells if we want to survive. All right, we last left off, the last we talked about were cell membranes and how they decide what goes in and out. That's called selective permeability. Let's watch a TED Talks animation. They got a lot of subscribers, slightly more than me. They have slightly more popular videos than I do. But with your help, we will reach that 10 million mark. We will outdo Ed. All right. So let's check out what TED Talks has to tell us about cell membranes. And let's look at some cool graphics that explain just how great your cell membranes are. Remember that oily lipid coating that surrounds your cells. They say that the cell membrane is so thin, it's 100 times thinner than a spider's web. And a spider's web is thin. And yet it does all this protection. So the cell membrane is thin. You can see it has 2 layers. And it does all this protection. But as they say, how does it work? And where does all that strength come from? Something that's 100 times thinner than a spider's silk web. And they say, think about it as a balloon's layer. And this is kind of what our cell membranes look like. They're very complicated. I'm going to go ahead and pause it and go back to where we want, which was not there. Here we go. And the cell membrane, you can say, has 2 layers, but there's a lot of things in the cell membrane. It's very complicated. Keep notice of these things, these little tunnels. These are the transporter proteins. The other items in the cell membrane are possible other proteins or other types of polymer and molecule. But these tubes we've studied before, we've mentioned that they let things in and out. Pay really close attention of how the membrane moves. It's fluid. It moves like fluid. So let's watch the animation as it lets things in and out and check out the motion of the fluid membrane ocean. It lets all kinds of things in. The amino acids, we need to absorb the amino acids so you can build proteins in the cell. So the cell's constantly being selectively permeable. It decides what goes in and out. It doesn't let just anything in. It's pretty cool. So why are proteins so important to the cell? Well, what we've learned so far is that the transport proteins can let in important molecules and polymers that the cell needs to live. That's just one protein that we'll continue learning about. But let's learn more about what's happening inside our cells when we fail to survive. And it starts with this term, homeostasis. We want our bodies to have homeostasis. We want to be stable. We want to have the right temperature. We want to have the right pH. We want to have the right amount of water. We want to have the right amount of food. This is all homeostasis. Homeostasis is the process of maintaining the cell's or body's environment. In your notes, this is slide 32. So the process of maintaining the cell or body's environment is not easy. It's like a tight wire. It's hard to keep the body in balance, just like it's hard to balance on a tightrope. Just like this mom who's working hard and taking care of babies. Is that fair to ladies? It's a thin line, all I'm trying to say. It's hard work. It's hard work for your cells to maintain the right environment and keep you happy with the right amount of food, water, the right pH level, the right temperature. They have to do all this work for you. Again, have you thanked them? All right, again, this is slide 32. So in your notebook, write down the definition for homeostasis. This is slide 32. And, of course, as always, we have some questions we're going to complete so we can better understand homeostasis. We have 4 situations like we did before in slide 30. And you're going to pick the cells you think help with that situation. So I'm going to make slide 30 look a little different. So don't freak out. Oh, look, I made slide 30 look better for you, especially if you're on one of those darn phones with their tiny little screens. So this is slide 32. If you've already gotten the definition, great. But these are the questions. We need to answer question 1 and question 2. So you can number 1 and 2 in your notebook if you're ready. What you first need to do is copy down these 4 situations. You have situation number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Copy them down. Situation 1, in your notebook, write cells of body are low on oxygen equals blank cell. So which one of these cells are going to bring you back to homeostasis or bring you back to the balance of the right amount of oxygen? Would it be blood cells, sweat gland cells, liver cells, brain cells, or lung cells? And then in your notebook, you'd write situation 2. The body's overheating. It has a fever. It's too hot. Equals blank cell. Write that in your notebook. All right, copy down situation 3. Alcohol poisoning. You have alcohol molecules too high in the body. Your percent of blood alcohol, the alcohol molecules in your body is too high, equals blank cell. And number 4 is you have been violently assaulted. Someone attacked you. Equals blank cell. For situation 1, which cell would get you more oxygen? Which cell do you think? Write it in the blank. Do you think it's blood cell, sweat gland cell, liver cell, brain cell, or lung cell? Situation number 2, write what you think. It says body is overheating. What cell do you think would cool you down? Blood cell, sweat gland cell, liver cell, brain cell, or lung cell? Which one would cool your body down? Continue on and complete question 3. Which cell would help you with alcohol poisoning? Which cell do you think removes toxins in the body when they're too high? Which cell would bring your alcohol levels to the right level, to the balanced homeostasis level, so you're healthy and you're not sick or hungover? And then lastly, which cell of the body would help you if someone was trying to fight you, if someone was violently attacking you? Which one of these cells would you want to help you? Which one of these cells would help keep your body balanced and handle the situation? Write what cell you think here. And then finally, number 2, question 2 in your notebook, it says argue how homeostasis occurs in a cell above. So you think about one of these situations and you explain how the cell helped the body return to that important homeostasis or the balance, the right amount of something. Here's an example. I wrote homeostasis occurs in, see it's just the same structure as this blank line here that you'll use. So blank occurs in, I wrote homeostasis, so in this blank you'll write homeostasis. And then the next part says occurs in, and here's my example. Homeostasis occurs in immune cells because, and I'm saying the immune cells help, this is just an example, because if a virus or bacteria level is too high, then immune cells attack and reduce the germ amount. So let's say we want homeostasis to occur in this example. So our immune cells, the cells are going to fight the virus and bacteria levels because their populations are too high in our body. And I'm saying the immune cells will attack and reduce the germ amount, the virus and bacteria. So I return to homeostasis. What you need to do is pick one of these situations here and then begin. It says you would write homeostasis and then occurs in which cell? So which cell here, which situation are you going to talk about? And then write about how the cell returned the body to the right level. which would be the right level of oxygen, the right temperature, the right amount of alcohol, which would be none, or how the body goes back to normal after a fight or you've been attacked. And then write how the cell did it after when you say blank occurs in blank cell because. So, and right here in this blank, you just write how the cell helps you return to the right level of oxygen, temperature, alcohol, or violence. All right, good luck. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of this video. This is slide 32. Good luck.